Guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. It is Vlogmas Day 5. Today's topic, do more than what is expected of you. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue. I'm a medical coder. I am doing Vlogmas this year. It is all motivation and inspiration chats. So again, today's topic is all about do more than what is expected of you. A lot of times when we are starting in the field of medical coding and we're studying, a lot of times in schools, they'll tell you to study, oh, you only need an hour of study a day on top of our regular schedule. Well, that's doing the bare minimum. You always want to be able to go above and beyond. So if they tell you that you only need to study for 1 hour, clearly you know you need to study more because it is only going to set you up for success by investing a little bit more of yourself into whatever it is that you're doing. You can take this same thought process and apply it into your professional life as well, because going above and beyond and really trying to understand communication techniques and doing things like that, that is going above and beyond and doing more than what is asked of you. Just going by just the regular thing, oh, well, I only get paid to do this and I only get paid to do that. That kind of thinking is not growth related. You can't grow when you think like that, because that's just like, oh, I'm going to do the bare minimum and that's it. Well, I don't get paid extra to do X, Y, Z. No, but it does add to your skill set. When you think about it that way, you're adding to your skill set whenever you go above and beyond, or whenever you do things that are a little bit exceeding what is asked of you. Going back to the study part. A lot of times when people are in school and they'll say, well, you only need to study for 1 hour. That's all you really need. It's not really a big deal. You're going to get training when you go into the real world. Yes, you will get training on some things in the real world. But a lot of times I hear from so many coders that they don't feel like they know everything. They don't know enough. They don't know enough, or they don't know everything because they're brand new. And they're only doing the bare minimum that is asked of them in school. Well, they only said I needed an hour, so that's all I did. No, you have to go that extra mile. You have to start doing an extra hour, or you have to start watching more videos, or you have to start reading more of the book itself. Anything to add to your knowledge base is going to help you. And eventually, it's going to make things a lot easier for you. Why? Because you've taken that extra time and going the extra mile and doing more than what is asked of you so that you can get your knowledge base to be a lot more broader and a lot more fuller. It's only going to benefit you. If you start having that thinking of, well, I'm not going to do any more than what is asked of me because, they don't pay me to do this or they don't pay me to do that, that's not a way to think. It's about growing, and it is about learning more. When you do those types of things, that kind of energy begets more energy like that from others around you. Maybe everybody else doesn't do that as well, but maybe they haven't always thought of doing that. So you have to kind of set yourself apart from the crowd, right? By doing the extra things. And if no one else is doing that, then that doesn't mean that you don't need to do it as well. And when I was working in this tin can of a room, it's a horrible little tin can of a room. I talk about this a lot. And they had us housed away from our providers for the longest time until we moved into this big, beautiful, brand new hospital, right? And during this time, we were all together and there was no providers around. They were separated again away from us in the hospital, and we were in this extra building on the outskirts of the hospital. So every day, after a while, I started coming in dressed up like I was going to a meeting. And everybody normally wore jeans and a t-shirt. And they would see me all dressed up and they would ask me, well, why are you dressing up? Why are you doing that? That's not, none of us dress up. Why are you doing it? Because I'm being professional. This is a professional environment, believe it or not. And you have to put yourself into that mode of, this is my profession. That was me doing a little bit extra, but it was making myself feel better, really, because when you dress nicely, when you present yourself well, you get taken more seriously in the real world, in anything that you do, not just being in medical coding, but in anything. And so one day we had a doctor who came into the room, and he says, well, I'm looking for some assistance. And of course, everybody's busy at their desk and doing whatever. And he happened to come over to me and he says, ma'am, are you in charge here? Because I really need some assistance. I go, well, I'm just a coder, but I'm happy to help you if you need help. I said, what can I do for you? And so he was starting to explain his issue. So I was like, okay. So I started explaining the answer to him. And then he left the room. He's like, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your help. And if I need any help, I'll know to come and see you. I said, oh, okay, great, thanks. And so then he left. Well, the girls started asking me, why did he go to you? Because I was dressed up, because I looked like I was in charge. Not that you want to do this just because you want to be in charge, but that's not even the reason that I was doing it. It was because of the simple fact that I was doing that little bit of extra. Presenting myself well in a professional environment was the catalyst for me starting to communicate with providers as well. So that's the thing that you really want to think about. It's the little things, it's the details, and it's doing more than what is asked of you that is ultimately going to help you in any field, like I said, and it'll make you to do more things that you never thought were possible. And that's how you discover your passions, by doing more than what is asked of you. When you think about all the things that you do, if you're always doing the bare minimum, you're going to get the same kind of results. You never want to get the same kind of results because it's always going to be like stagnant. There is no growth with that. In order to seek growth in your life, in your professional life, in your personal life, you have to start doing those extra things. And that means starting with yourself. Read books on communication, watch videos on communication, on how to communicate and be more assertive. Start to dress up and make yourself feel better. Well, Blue, I don't have a lot of money and we're in a pandemic. I understand that, but there are things that you can do to make yourself look and feel better without having to spend any money. Start by exercising, doing the very bare minimum thing, like walking. Walking, unless you have a problem with your knees or something else, or you have some other issue, walking is a very quick, easy, and very effective exercise tool. So you start walking and then you'll start to feel better. And that's that little thing that you can do that's exceeding what is expected of you, which is, well, if I know if I eat right, I'll be okay. But if you couple that with a little bit of exercise, then, things are going to start going a lot more better for you, because then you're going to be a lot more clear-headed, especially when you're trying to study. That does help. If you're feeling anxious and nervous, a little exercise also helps. And there's so many really good exercise workouts, even on YouTube, that are very quick. Some are 10 minutes a day. You can spare 10 minutes a day to find a workout that works for you. And it's just that little bit extra that's going to help you. And if you start to do things like that, it is going to make you feel better. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be able to start being able to retain things a lot better, because it is all about the mind-body connection, right? Especially when you're doing anything. So that is the message for today. And just going that extra mile never hurts. And it's always going to be those details that matter. And it's the details that is going to set you apart. Even when you start to work on your resume and you're thinking of all the things that you've done, think about the fact that you have knowledge in medical terminology, anatomy, and physio. You got to put that on your resume. That's a detail. That is going above and beyond by putting that on your resume. Getting a really good cover letter, writing it very well, again, is going to set you apart from the pack. That is going above and beyond. And it's not going to be just the same for every single place that you apply. You have to do it custom for each place that you're applying. That again is going above and beyond. And who is that benefiting? Not them, it is benefiting you, because then you're going to get noticed by more facilities, regardless of whether you have experience or not. So again, going above and beyond reaps rewards, guys. That's what you got to see. And eventually you will start to see that when you start to do those little things and they start to add up. So that is my motivational speech for today. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. I know I'm doing 2 in a day, but could not be helped. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and I will see y'all for the next one. Bye.